Hi. So, something pretty special happened to me this week. I haven't really been collecting classic comics for that long. I've mentioned before that American comic books from the Bronze Age are very, very difficult to find here in Ireland. When you do find them, they're really expensive, and it's something I sort of kind of wish I hadn't started collecting. I'm a little bit hooked. So this week I got the greatest deal on classic comic books it's likely that I'll ever get. Don from the Luc Dad Show, links down below, was selling some classic Amazing Spider-Man, and he was kind enough to sell them to me. So I'm just going to take a little look at the ones I got. It's a great big long list, so please bear with me. What I'm going to do is just show every cover, and then at the end, so you get a better look at the artwork, I'm going to put on stills of the individual covers. So check them out. Bear with me if you can, just indulge my happiness if you don't mind. First up, and I'm going to go working backwards chronologically. So this is number 164, Amazing Spider-Man. The story's by Len Wein. John Romita cover, and this is from January 1977. Just look at that John Romita cover. There is nobody like him. Fantastic comic book. I'm really, really happy. And this is just the start. So next, 163, Kingpin again. Again Len Wein, and covered by Dave Cockrum and John Romita this time. This is one of Dave Cockrum's earliest Marvel covers, so it's pretty good to have that one. My all-time favourite Spider-Man cover, I think, for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's Nightcrawler and Punisher on the cover with Spider-Man. This is by Ross Andrew. But what I really love about this is the Roosevelt Island tram. I've actually been to Roosevelt Island. I've been on this tram. It's one of my favourite places in the world. It's a beautiful view of Manhattan. If you're ever there, take the tram across to Roosevelt Island and check out Manhattan skyline from there. Also, first full appearance of the villain Jigsaw, who is more famous as a Punisher villain than he is as a Spider-Man villain. But here he is in his first full appearance. Then we have number 161, first time Spider-Man meets Nightcrawler. Again, story by Len Wein, and the art on this one is by Gil Kane. X-Men feature heavy in this. Professor X, the X-Men mansion. And again, this is the first cameo appearance of Jigsaw. So I've got them both, first appearance and first cameo. If you, I don't really care. If it's first appearance, it doesn't matter if they're in shadow, it doesn't matter if they're silhouetted, it doesn't matter if you just get a little bit of their face. For me, that's the first time a character appears in the comic, but it's always nice to have the first full appearance as well, if you can get them both. And sometimes there's a big financial difference between them, but it's a first appearance. It doesn't matter to me which way around it is. Spider-Man number 160, and this time got featuring the Tinkerer and the Spider-Mobile. This is a Gil Kane cover again, story by Len Wein. It's not the first appearance of the Spider-Mobile, unfortunately. One day I might own that, but it's just looking back, it's ridiculous. Look at it, the Dune buggy. I know Dan Slott has done something recently, updating the Spider-Mobile and bringing it back. But look at that. Look at that. Is there anything more 70s in the world than the Spider-Mobile? Number 159, Not Even Death Will Stop Me, says Hammerhead. Again, featuring the Tinkerer, and it's the first appearance of Toy, the Tinkerer's robot. And what he does is he sends it to infiltrate the Spider-Mobile. Turn it on, Spider-Man. Yeah. So again, Gil Kane art, Len Wein story. More 158. Even better than the last one there. This features the ghost of Hammerhead. What's better than a Spider-Man villain than the ghost of Spider-Man? Again, Len Wein is the writer on this, and Ross Andrew is the artist. Then we go back a little bit further. Spider-Man number 150, the 150th ever Spider-Man comic. featuring a whole host of villains. We've got Vulture, Sandman, Kingpin, or do we? No, we don't. It's Spencer Smythe and his Spider Slayers. This one's from November 1975. Jumping back again from 150 to number 123. I was saying about the most 70s thing in comics. Is there anything more 1970s than this cover? Luke Cage, Hero for Hire. August 1973. Written this time by Jerry Conway. Jerry Conway is a fantastic comics writer. He's up there with Stan Lee. This guy created the Punisher, he created the Jackal, he's created a host of comic characters across DC and Marvel. And in this case, Luke Cage has been hired by J.J. Jameson to capture Spider-Man for the murder of Norman Osborn. Yeah, look at that cover. Number 120, Amazing Spider-Man, fight to the finish with the ever incredible Hulk. Again, written by Jerry Conway and John Romita art. You gotta love Spidey versus the Hulk. Number 118, the Smasher strikes, the Destructor destroys. This and a shocking ending too. Stan Lee, that's one of Stan Lee's last books on the Amazing Spider-Man run. You sort of think automatically in your head that Stan Lee wrote all the early Spider-Mans, but he didn't. Jerry Conway again was co-writer on this one, with another great John Romita cover. Number 116, this first appearance of the Smasher. Stan Lee, Jerry Conway, again John Romita artwork. This one's from January 1973. This one has been party somewhat to some abrasion, as you can see down the bottom. I don't really care with classic comics. You can have all your 9s, your 9.1, 9.2s in the world. It doesn't matter. This comic book is what? Going on 33 years old. 43 years old. Yeah, I can count. So the fact, it's made of paper, right? The fact that this is still here, older than I am, in this great condition, is all I care about. If a comic is complete, I can see the cover, that's all I want. So that's the last in that run, 116. So had that have been it, had that have been all the Amazing Spider-Man comics that Don sold me, I would have been over the moon. But there is one more, and for all my talk of not caring what comics look like, this is pretty spectacular. This is again John Romita art. Stan Lee, from December 1967. This comic is 49 years old. 49. And look at it. This comic looks as if it's just come off a shelf. I've bought comics brand new from comic stores that don't look as good as this book does. Any low number Spider-Man is more than welcome in my collection, and this is number 55, and I am so exceptionally happy with this. Look at Doc Ock. Look at that cover, the reflection in Doc Ock's eyes. Absolutely beautiful. I don't own another comic book from this time period in this good condition. I honestly am stunned. So Don, thank you once again for agreeing to sell these to me. If I ever come close to getting the same level of a haul of comic books as I got on this, I'll be a very happy man. Amazing Spider-Man is the greatest run in comics history. I like the X-Men, don't get me wrong, the early X-Men are great, but for me, comics went stratospheric with Spider-Man, and for me to own some of the early first appearances, some of the early low number comics, it's just the highlight of my comic collecting. It just doesn't get better than this. Thank you for sitting through this. Again, as I say, I'm about to list the covers so you can have a closer look at the artwork. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time I get some great comics.
Spider-Man and his amazing friends, Iceman and Firestar.